So every time I've moved and I'm forced to either get rid of junk and figure out what's absolutely essential in my kitchen, I literally look back on my hierarchy of kitchen needs, which basically covers all of the equipment that I deem as absolutely necessary, which is the base of the pyramid, to things that are desirable but not as necessary, which is the top of the pyramid. And since holiday season is coming up, we are running it back, starting with the base of the pyramid, the most basic needs of every kitchen. I truly believe every kitchen needs a cutting board as well as a quality chef's knife. No need for a knife block, just one good chef's knife. Next up, I highly recommend having a couple of sheet trays. Even better if you have a couple of half sheet trays and then a couple of quarter sheet trays. Next, I think that every kitchen should have a combination of a saucepan, frying pan, and a saute pan situation. Even better if they come with lids. And as for material, I really believe that stainless steel is the way to go. Not only does stainless steel heat up great on the stove, but it can also double as a baking dish in the oven. And then to supplement our stainless steel, I believe it's important to have one large cast iron skillet for things like frying and roasting chicken, and to have one non-stick pan specifically for eggs. Next, I think it's pretty important to have a plethora of stainless steel mixing bowls. Stainless steel because they'll be better at heating and cooling. Trust me, I tried to cook a full year with only glass bowls and I can't say I loved it. Next, I believe it's truly essential to have rubber spatulas, which you can use to stir pretty much everything. I also believe you need one tool that can grate or shred. And then I think every kitchen needs a whisk for emulsions or sauces, or for moments where you might need to whip things up. I also think a pair of kitchen tongs are essential because not only can they grab things, but they can also flip things, and they can be used to plate most of your food. All right, now for tier 2. If you can, get a kitchen scale. I think a kitchen scale is a little bit more essential than a set of measuring spoons or cups, but I do think that a liquid measuring cup falls into the same tier. As for size, I think a 2-cup liquid measuring cup makes more sense in most kitchens. Next, I think it's nice to have anything that blends. If you only have enough space to fit one thing in your kitchen, let it be an immersion blender. An immersion blender can quite literally blend everything, and it's just so easy to use. I also think it's nice to have either a spider or a slotted spoon, or both, because they're really nice to have for frying or straining. I'd also put a can opener in this tier. Now for our third tier. I think it's nice to have a set of containers. I love the classic deli or Cambro containers. These not only store things, but they also double as a measuring mechanism, but for more precise measurements, I would put measuring spoon and measuring cups in this tier. Next, I also think it's nice to have a salad spinner. While salad is in the name, these double as a way to dry any vegetable that you wash a little bit better than if you were to pat it down with a paper towel. I also think one serrated/bread knife falls in this tier for things like bread and tomatoes. It's really nice to have, but obviously if you don't have one, you can always use a chef's knife. Same goes for a paring knife. I would also add a spatula to this tier. While you can do everything a spatula can do with a rubber spatula or a set of tongs, I can say that the spatula will do the job a little bit better. Now for our second to last tier. I think it's nice to have a food processor. It can make a quick pie dough or grate cheese, which I guess an immersion blender or a typical standard blender won't be able to do. So yeah, nice to have. I also think a bench scraper falls into this category, as well as a wire rack. Both nice to have, but not absolutely essential. The same goes for an offset spatula and a loaf pan. Now finally, for the creme of the creme, our tier 5. Self-actualization of this pyramid, a stand mixer with all of its attachments, is quite literally truly a dream. It can obviously do things like knead dough, but it can also make pasta and grind meat. And how amazing is that? Now here's my one edit after a few years since making that pyramid. I also think it's a dream to have a quality Dutch oven, specifically one that's large and of a Staub or Le Creuset descent.